Alright, so today I'm going to go over Mizzix's Storm combo. This deck revolves around getting a Mizzix's Mastery onto the stack as fast as possible. This needs to target a Emergent Ultimatum that we put into the graveyard so that we can go off on a little combo adventure. To start off this Emergent Ultimatum combo, we'll like to select Omniscience, Peer into the Abyss, and Ob Nixilis. Picking these three means that the opponent needs to give us Omniscience unless they would like to die. If you cast a Ob Nixilis and get it onto the battlefield and then target your opponent with Peer into the Abyss, they lose half their life and then draw somewhere between 20 to 30 cards, which will kill them. So then that makes the opponent has to give us Omniscience and one of these cards. If they give us Peer into the Abyss and Omniscience, then we cast our Omniscience and then Peer ourselves, drawing half of our deck, which should allow us to win from there. If they give us Omniscience and Ob Nixilis, we just have to hope that our hand is good enough to get there on its own. But for the most part, it should be. The supporting cast of characters here includes Auron's Epiphany to take that extra turn to get us to the finish line, I guess. And we run 4 Mind's Desires, which is a card that helps us storm off. If we can get one of these in our Emergent Ultimatum turn, then there's a pretty high likelihood that we can hit multiple and then continue the storm all the way until we can cast a Grape Shot for lethal and kill our opponent. Some additional cards are Galvanic Relay to storm off the top of our library and set up a next turn, and there's Solve the Equation to help find our Mizzix's Mastery on turn 3 or 2 so that we can establish for sure a turn for Mizzix's Mastery. There's Galvanic Iteration as well. That just helps us double up on some of our spells. Sometimes we'll want to double up on a Strike It Rich to make sure that we can ramp out quickly. Or we may need to ramp up on a Faithless Looting if we really need to dig into our deck. There's also Thrill of Possibility as one more draw discard spell, and we have Otherworldly Gaze to surveil hopefully an Emergent Ultimatum into the graveyard. And maybe we'll find a Mizzix's Mastery along the way. The mana base is mostly Izzet, and we do splash black with Crypt of the Eternals, just in case Ob Nixilis or Peer into the Abyss gets into our hand, and we need to cast it down the line if the game goes long. That's pretty much the deck tech. Let's go see if we can storm off. Alright, time for round 1. So, what we're looking for in this hand is going to be a Mizzix's Mastery. We don't have it, but we do have a good number of lands, and we also have the Otherworldly Gaze to get us started off. Plus, here's the Solve the Equation, so we essentially have a Mizzix's Mastery in hand. So, we are looking for Otherworldly Gaze to find a either draw discard spell or a Emergent Ultimatum to put into the graveyard. I'm okay with this hand. We're on a Mountain for turn 1, Sulphur Falls for turn 2, and then Solve the Equation on turn 3, looking for Mizzix. We'll have to change the game plan depending on how Otherworldly Gaze goes. And so we are against the Wizard aggro deck with Symmetry Sage and Soulscar Mage. This is going to need to be a quick combo here, but with Strike It Rich we can make a treasure token and hopefully we'll get there next turn. Mizzix's Mastery right here. I can drop off a Grape Shot and an Island. I could take Mizzix's Mastery here and then use Solve the Equation to search for a Emergent Ultimatum, and then we go from there, I guess. Or I can bottom the Mizzix's Mastery and try to cast a draw discard spell that I get off the top. I think if I flashback Otherworldly Gaze next turn, it could be good. Solve the Equation could also get a draw discard spell. I think I'll just leave Mizzix's Mastery on top and then flashback Otherworldly Gaze next turn. It's better to just have it in hand. Alright. Opponent is on 2 mana. They'll probably cast a second creature this turn and swing in with Symmetry Sage. looking like I have between 2 to 4 turns to get this off, which should be doable. If they're just pumping the Symmetry Sage this turn, that's honestly preferable for me. Sprite Dragon, that makes sense. At least it doesn't grow this turn, so I only take 1 damage. So, I am on Crypt this turn, and I'll be on Otherworldly Gaze now. Alright, so we have our draw discard spell, we have Galvanic Iteration, and another land. I'm going to drop off 2 of these, then next turn I can cast Solve the Equation. I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. I can cast Thrill of Possibility, then Solve the Equation. I mean, sorry, the other way around. Solve the Equation to get Emergent Ultimatum, Thrill of Possibility to discard it. And then I'll still have 4 mana to cast Mizzix's Mastery. Cool. I do not need to foretell anything. I want to just hold on to my mana. So we let the opponent go. They're taking a look at my graveyard. It should be pretty obvious that I'm on Storm now, so they need to just go swing for the fences. There's the 3rd creature. And do they have a spell? Yes, they do. I'm taking a total of 7 damage, including that shock this turn. Then I'll take it again next turn with the Arcanist. Plus whatever else they do. So it's looking like I have... It's going to be tough. I don't know if I'm going to have this next turn to do anything. So, solve the equation. Find Emergent Ultimatum. Thrill of Possibility I will cast on my opponent's turn. And if we get a turn back here, this could be it. So they can double spell here, grow Sprite Dragon. Symmetry Sage can put 6 damage on. Sprite Dragon will be a... Well, let's just see what they do. Resolve, resolve. I just have to hope that Dreadhorde stays small this turn. 3, 6, 7. Halfway dead. It is looking like they need to kill me this turn. Another Sprite Dragon. Okay, this is actually pretty good. Okay, it looks like they're not killing me this turn. They're going to cast Shock again. At this point, I'll just do my Thrill of Possibility now. Discard Emergent Ultimatum. Draw 2. There's a second Emergent. So I'm going to take 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13. Oh, I just take exactly enough damage. Miscounted. Bummer. We were basically 1 turn away. 1 damage would have done it. Oh well. Alright, here we go. Round 2. Alright, let's see if we can do it this time. This is round 2 with Mizzix Storm. So, solve the equation again. We have Strike It Rich to ramp, and we have the Grape Shot finisher this turn and Alrund's Epiphany. Those 2 are pretty much dead cards, but Solve plus Strike is not too bad. Got good mana here. I almost want to take a greedy mulligan here and try to get a Mizzix in hand to begin with. I think for round 2, let's give it a try. See if we can get there. Sick. We got it. We also have Strike It Rich again. I'm fine just bottoming Alrund's Epiphany. So, basically, I just need to get a ultimatum into the graveyard, and we'll have it. Drop Alrund's, and here we go. Opponent is also down to 6. Tapped Godless Shrine could be a, whatchamacallit, control deck. Hope it's not. Alright. Okay, Aristocrats. I'm down with that. This could be the Aristocrats combo deck, which I've not gotten to show here before. Let's see if it is. I can Strike It Rich again next turn. Seems fine for me. I can just play an island and not show that I'm on black mana at all. We have a Mind's Desire now. If I can scry a Emergent Ultimatum to the top, I could potentially just cast it off of Mind's Desire. Field of Ruin on my Steam Vents. I think I'm going to grab a red mana source out of here. I'll take my red. There we go. And I take 2. Totally fine with me. And let's see, here we are again. I do have the ability to cast a Mind's Desire, but there's really no reason to right now. My life total is not getting threatened. And I don't know what the top card of my library is. Plus, I don't want to spend those treasures. Luminous Broodmoth, sure. So they're going to start sacking stuff. This just looks like pure aristocrats. I am drawing every land known to man here. That's not amazing. So they've got all the afterlife creatures here. It's starting to get a little scary. I may actually need to cast this Mind's Desire. Can they kill me this turn? That's 7, 8, 9. So this puts me in an interesting position. No things in graveyard. I guess I'll have to Mind's Desire this turn, then Mizzix the Mines next turn. See what we can do. It is just a Steam Vents. That's sad. And here we go. Either we're dead now, or we get one more chance with Mizzix's next turn. I'll take my 9. And here we go. Okay, Fabled Passage off the top. Let's Mizzix's. And, oh, I can actually the Overload doesn't really do anything. So I'll cast Mizzix's Mastery. Cast Mind's Desire. Storm count is going to be 1. So I'll get 2 copies of Mind's Desire. See what we can hit. Right, there's a Solve the Equation. And a Strike It Rich. Bummer. So I have nothing in graveyard anymore. I might as well make a token. And then I can solve for something, but I don't really have the mana to cast anything. So I have 3, 4, 5. I actually do have 6 mana. So I can, oops. I can solve for another Mind's Desire. There you are. Alright. Here is the last ditch effort. Mind's Desire for 4. Here we go. Got the final Mind's Desire. Nice. Alrund's Epiphany is great. That saves me a turn. Bunch of lands is not awesome. And another solve. So I can... Okay, so what do I have in my graveyard? I have a Mind's Desire in my graveyard. I can get a second Mizzix's Mastery for next turn. But what I really want to do is discard something. Mind's Desire until end of turn. So I'm going to Mind's Desire again. And this is the final chance here. For real this time. So I have Thrill. I have Solve. On my next turn... Oh, nice. Okay, we're going off here. We got the Emergent Ultimatum. Otherworldly Gaze. Nice. Another Alrund's Epiphany. Here we go. We can Storm. So we have 7 Storm right now, which I can see on my Mind's Desire in the graveyard. Cast another Alrund's. And opponent has seen the writing on the wall. Cool. We had one more Grape Shot left in deck. I could have made it to my 20 Storm very easily. Cool. On to the next one. On the draw, got a Mizzix Mastery in hand, Faithless Looting, and Emergent Ultimatum. This is an amazing hand. Cool. I'm absolutely keeping that. Probably shocking the Steam Vents unless this is looking like aggro. I see a sacked land, so it's probably not. Green, huh? I wonder what we're playing against. I got the blue mana source, so I'll just cast this pathway on red. And I guess I'll just show them that I'm on some graveyard. Alright, draw 2. We got the Mind's Desire in hand, Otherworldly Gaze, and Emergent Ultimatum is for sure going. I would probably then like to get rid of... It's kind of a tough decision. I guess Mind's Desire is good to have in graveyard for another Mizzix's Mastery getting into my hand. But it's also good in hand in case I get my Omniscience onto the battlefield. So I think since I'm not really looking for any other instants and sorceries, I can just drop Solve the Equation. Having another... So I need one more land. Otherworldly Gaze finding the Make a Treasure would be cool. Striker Rich, that is. Green-white is what we're playing against. Here comes an island. I can Thriller Otherworldly Gaze. I think I'm on... I can just... Well, I can hold up my response to whatever they do their turn. MTGA once again not letting me see my phases, so I gotta just get through on my own. They've tapped out, so I'll make sure to cast my probably Thrill this turn, discarding Alrund's Epiphany. This thing doesn't really need to be in my hand. Got another land and a Solve the Equation back. Now we're looking really good on lands, actually. I could take... I could cast Solve the Equation, but I think I'll just Otherworldly Gaze down the line. Opponent is on 4 lands right now. They look to be... This looks almost like green-white control, I guess. They must be sitting on some board wipes. So next turn is my combo turn, and they're tapped out. So we're looking pretty good. Mind's Desire in hand, and Mizzix's Mastery is right here. They discard a Cultivate. Looks like this is just either big mana or something weird. Evolving Wilds in. I'll just cast my Otherworldly Gaze now. Emergent Ultimatum, absolutely in the graveyard. Sure. And we got the Mountain and Crypt for next turn. Here we go. Nice. Play that Mountain. Cast Mizzix's Mastery, targeting Emergent Ultimatum in the graveyard. Bam. Now opponent has to give us Omniscience and something, otherwise they lose here. We'll see if they realize that. A lot of people generally don't if they're not familiar with the deck. In Platinum, where I am right now, people generally seem to know what to do, but every once in a while you do run into people who haven't seen the deck before and they choose wrong. So opponent taking some time to think. They actually gave me Omniscience back. That's funny. Anyway, so the correct way to sequence this in order to kill the opponent is to cast Peer first, because it goes onto the stack before Ob Nixilis does. So we resolve Ob Nixilis, and then they draw their deck. All those pretty sleeves, but they're going to have no life points left. Rip. Alright. So that's the plan 1 combo. Glad we got to pull that off. Let's see if we can do it again in the second half of this little series. On to the next one. This deck is so much fun. It's well worth the wild cards in my opinion. Here we are in round 4. We have the Mizzix in hand, but we also have Ob Nixilis, which is kind of an issue. There are other things that we can take with our ultimatum. Like we can choose a Mind's Desire instead of Ob Nixilis. So that's probably okay. And then we don't have the blue mana, but we do have Strike It Rich to make a treasure. For Science, I'll keep this, but I would probably just go down to 6 cards, hope to snag a Mizzix's, and then shuffle this back into the deck. We'll see if we can do it. I'm going to Strike It Rich on turn 1. See if I need to Otherworldly Gaze. I doubt I'm going to need to. So they have the tapped Sacred Foundry. I'm in on this for the turn, and then I think I'll just Faithless Looting, ditching, maybe Relay, and then one of the other things that I draw. We got lucky and got the Ultimatum. I was just about to say we need one of those in the graveyard. So now I am on Mizzix's Mastery next turn. Pretty sweet turn 3. We'll see if they can destroy one of my treasures to put me off of my tempo. So this is Slivers. That is not going to matter to me. The game will hopefully just be over this turn. Here's Mizzix's Mastery. Let's get that Emergent Ultimatum out. Sack that treasure. Cast it. And so what am I going to choose here? So Omniscience, Peer, and do I want to do Mind's Desire? So if I don't take Peer, that would be not amazing. I do think I want to have Peer in my hand so that I can draw, or I could take a Mind's Desire, Mizzix's Mastery, because whatever I cast off of Mind's Desire just goes to the graveyard, so I can recast through Mizzix's. So maybe the correct play is to do Mind's Desire, Mizzix, and Omniscience. Let's try that. So this is an easy choice for them for sure. They just don't give me Omniscience. So let's see. I want to make sure that I cast my Mind's Desire second, so that one thing has been cast before it this turn, and that helps on my Storm. Opponent thinking a bit. I would think that the choice is a bit easier than what they're doing, but we'll see. Yep, there's the Omniscience back. So I can cast my Galvanic Relay, I guess. Yeah, actually I do want to cast Mizzix's first. Targeting Galvanic Relay. I cannot actually let the Mind's Desire resolve first, because Emergent Ultimatum as part of its text is what makes me cast both of these things. So there's the Mind's Desire for 3. We'll take that. Nice hit, another Mind's Desire. That's pretty sweet. And a Mizzix's Mastery. Alright, we're going off here. Double Mizzix's Mastery. Yeah, we got this. Alright, Relay going off. We did hit an Emergent, that kind of sucks. But, I mean, the goal here is to just hit our Storm. Okay, so, Mind's Desire again. And now I just start casting these small spells. Solve the equation. I am on anything at this point. I need to cast Strike It Rich. Mizzix's Mastery, targeting Strike It Rich. So that I can get some black mana. Mizzix's Mastery, now we're on Mind's Desire for 11. There we go. We've got Gaze again, and another Mind's Desire. Eventually we're going to hit our Grape Shot. Where are all the free things? There they are. Still no Grape Shot. We'll get there soon. Nice, there's the Omniscience, and this should be game. So I can just start to maximize on the Mind's Desires. There's another Mind's Desire. I have 18 cards left in the deck. Alright, so no more passing turn here. And actually I just have double Grape Shot now. Cool, so that would deal 30 damage. Sweet. Stormed off again. Maybe not the cleanest of lines, but we got there anyway. You can definitely tighten up a lot of these things if you have good, succinct play patterns. I'm here to learn those, and I'll make the mistakes here and there. But I think that's what, 3-1 now? Pretty good record so far. Let's just try to finish strong. Alright, time for round 5. We're 3-1 after 4 rounds. Storm is looking pretty good. Let's see if we can close out the little league of games. Omniscience in hand. I don't really like that. Plus, there's no untapped lands and no way to accelerate into Mizzix's Mastery. This is a pretty easy mulligan for me. I've got Peer in my hand this turn, which I can get rid of, and then there's Mizzix's Mastery and Otherworldly Gaze plus Faceless Looting. Cool. That's a keep. Peer on bottom. That's actually nice because I won't run into that till the end of the game, hopefully, unless I shuffle. Actually, it'll definitely get shuffled in after the first Mizzix's. Okay. So, I'll let them go. Otherworldly Gaze. Mizzix's. Another Otherworldly Gaze. That's good. I'll drop a Mizzix's. I can cast one of the Mizzix's from hand, targeting the Mizzix's in the graveyard, and when that one's cast, then I can actually cast what I want to, and that just builds Storm a little bit. So, binning those is completely fine. I'll play a Mountain for turn, attempt to Otherworldly Gaze and set up a Faithless Looting. Alrund's Epiphany, solve the equation, and Island. So, I think I would like to put solve the equation on top. I'll search for an Emergent Ultimatum, then have an island next turn. I won't be able to play it though. Okay. So maybe next turn it is Otherworldly Gaze. No, I think I can drop the island. I'll hold solve the equation on top and cast it. Either... Actually, you know what? Faithless Looting can be cast from the graveyard. I just want to be drawing now. Riverglide, Mizzix's. Only need one Mizzix's in hand. They're potentially on discard, so this could bite me. Let's just get lucky and have it not. They've got the Serial Ulamog sleeves. Funny. Oh, this is just mill. That helps me. So I've milled a Grape Shot. We have 2 Mizzix's Masteries in the bin. And I have a real nice... Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Oh, Emergent is in hand. Cool. Otherworldly Gaze. I need to try to find some lands. Galvanic Relay. Galvanic Iteration. Sure. And then I have a land drop for next turn. That is going to need to... Actually, I can't cast it this turn. It's kind of a bummer. So this deck is going to be playing Drown in the Loch and the 3-mana Mill counterspell. So annoyingly, I'm going to have to wait for them to tap out. Okay, so... Oh, I actually don't draw my Fabled Passage. That's kind of a problem. So... At this point, I'm just casting these to cast these. I'm fine milling an Emergent Ultimatum, and at this point I think I just want to keep cards in library. They haven't milled any of my combo just yet, so that's great. We want to just make sure that that doesn't happen for as long as possible. And now it's just a question of, will I be able to cast a Mizzix's Mastery this game? Tasha's, sure. So we lose, what's his face? We might be in trouble here. We've got 3 mana now. I can strike it rich to ensure that I have mana for next turn. And we've got 16 cards to deal, well, okay, maybe less. It's actually kind of ideal for them to hit Pier off of this. Looks like they didn't. So no Peer, no Omniscience in here. Omniscience into the grave. And I've got 2 cards in hand. So, what can I do from this point? I'll be able to cast cards from my hand. I have Peer. So, what I think I'd like to do is I have to Mizzix Chain to get started. Man, I only have 2 cards left in deck, huh? Is there a Mind's Desire that I can cast? Oh, Mind's Desire actually doesn't really do much for me. Emergent lets me Peer. Taking extra turn doesn't help me. I think I might just be done here, unfortunately. I have Peer is the only card in my library because I bottomed it at the beginning of the game. That's right. I don't think I have an out here. If I had a Wish, maybe I need to play Wish in this deck and then open up the Clear the Mind or Tendrils option. Yeah. I think I'll just Mind's Desire and cast my Peer into the Abyss for fun. Peer into the Abyss. There she is. Bam, bam. Peer into the Abyss for 0. Very cool. And I'll concede off of that. Okay, so Mill kind of just got to us this turn, or this game. If I had the acceleration in the early turns, I think I could have basically won. This deck seemed to be kind of all in and not really playing any of the counter spells. At least I didn't see any of them out of them. So sometimes this happens. They were just a bit faster than us. Picking a better hand would have been nice, but sometimes it can be difficult if you're going to mulligan down that low. So anyway, we're 2-3 after 5. Let's see if we can keep this above 0500 as we finish out the last 2 rounds. Okay, here we go in round 6. We've got the triple Mizzix's Mastery plus Omniscience. Not a huge fan of this, honestly. I think I mulligan this. Peers in hand in what seems like a deja vu of last game. I have pretty much the same hand, although I do have the acceleration this turn, plus actually Grape Shot's just the finisher, so that's a dead card. I'll drop the Peer into the Abyss off and try to play this hand. Otherworldly Gaze if we need it. I'd really like to draw a second land, though on turn 2 Crypt of the Eternals can cast my Otherworldly Gaze. So I'm on Striker Rich turn 1, Otherworldly Gaze turn 2. Hopefully Mizzix is on turn 3. I am on the play. That's going to help me. Opponent is on Yorion. Is this Yorion? This is Yorion 80 card deck. Oh yeah, it has to be an 80 card deck if he's the companion. My guess is some kind of control deck. So I'll have to play around counter spells and try to get out ahead of them. Here we go. They drop a tapped land. I'll have Otherworldly Gaze this turn. Alright. Oh, okay. Lotus Cobra. Could this be Yorion as a companion for Omnath? That'd be interesting. I think I have to bottom all 3 of these because I do need a ultimatum in hand to discard to something. I'm hitting another Otherworldly Gaze here. I'd like to set up either a land or... Yeah, I'd like to set up a land, actually. There's 3 of them. I'll take 1 River Glide off the top. And then next turn I'll Otherworldly Gaze or can Strike it Rich. We'll see. Riverglide's gonna have to go in on blue. Opponent is doing their rampy thing. There's their Cobra land. And do they have another land for turn? No, they don't. Alright, so Riverglide on blue. And then on their turn, I Otherworldly Gaze. I can actually double Otherworldly Gaze, but that is not amazing. It might be okay, actually. I'm fine doing it because I can set up a land drop for next turn, and then if I look 6 and see a Emergent Ultimatum, then that means next turn I can actually get it off. So that's good, plus they're tapped out. I guess I'll just do it now before I take damage. There's a land, but that's not what I'm looking for. We'll bin all those. And I'll Otherworldly Gaze one more time, sacking the treasure. And bummer, nothing so far. So I'll actually take the pathway, I think, to ensure that I have a land for the turn. We'll drop this off, strike it rich, get another treasure. I do have a Grape Shot to kill the Lotus Cobra, which I think I'll do. One Storm, can target the opponent with that. And that sets them back a turn. They cannot cast a 5-drop. Is this just elementals? No, this is just a snake. Interesting. I am 1 away from playing Mind's Desire. There's nothing really in my hand that I think I need to Mizzix's Mastery. Just an Alrund's Epiphany. Nah, no thank you. Okay. Getting close. This is a pretty slow game. Neither of us are doing what we want to, it looks like. They are on a 5-color deck. 5-color control, it looks like. Storm's Wrath in a primarily creature deck is weird to me. I don't think that I need to Mind's Desire right away. I will sack within my deck. Get a blue out. Just pass through. If I bleed just 1 a turn, I can take all the time that I want. They are representing a counter spell now, which is not awesome. Solve the equation. How am I doing this? I could take another Mind's Desire. I could cast Mind's Desire, then I have Mizzix's Mastery next turn. And then, worst comes to worst, I do something else. Oh, Peer into the Abyss. Peer into the Abyss on me, sure. Play a Crypt for turn. And then I can Thrill of Possibility. No, I don't need to do that. I'm gonna end turn. Let's see. Hold a Fabled Passage, and then we're gonna dump all this crap, including all the ultimatums. Omniscience is in hand. I don't like that. Obnixilus is also in hand. I don't like that. I guess the goal will be to just get Storm up this turn. I'd like to keep, I guess, Steam Vents. No, I'll get rid of Steam Vents. Do I need to land this next turn? Obnixilus, I guess I don't need, and Solve the Equation, I don't think I need either. Or actually, I don't need Omniscience, because I can just Storm. So, Mind's Desire for next turn, and Mizzix's Mastery on... Well, so I have Mind's Desire. Uh-oh. That looks like more damage. But it's not enough to kill me. Cool. So, here's my land for turn. I will definitely Galvanic Iteration before I cast this. I'll have 7 mana left over. Let's Mind's Desire... Ooh, wait. I can Mind's Desire, or I could... Okay, wait. Mind's Desire or Mizzix's Mastery. I'll have 3 mana left over. There's the chance that I hit a Strike It Rich and then can cast another Mizzix's Mastery. Yeah, I'm definitely on Mizzix's Mastery, copying Emergent first of all. Yeah, that shouldn't have even been a question. I get Emergent, and then I can get a second Emergent. Yeah, I like that. So then Mind's Desire is one of them. Yeah, okay. I would have definitely been able to get the Storm there. Opponent agrees. Okay, that line was definitely pretty blurry, but I'm becoming comfortable with the play pattern of Mizzix's Mastering into a Mind's Desire as opposed to playing the Mind's Desire straight up. That's definitely the optimal way to do this, and definitely a level up moment here. So that was round 6, I think. That puts us at 4-2 going into the final round. Let's see if we can finish. Okay, here we go. Final round. These have been pretty quick so far. Alright, so this hand has Emergent Ultimatum in hand, Double Mind's Desire, Solve the Equation, and Galvanic Relay. 2 lands, can cast Solve the Equation. So what am I thinking here? Do I solve the equation for Mizzix's Mastery, and then I have to figure out a way to get Emergent Ultimatum into the grave? This hand doesn't seem super clean. I have multiple dead cards and only 2 lands. I think this is a mulligan. I've got Strike It Rich and Mizzix's Mastery. Yeah, much better. Glad I mulliganed. Obnixilus goes to the bottom, and opponent is on the play. They're on 1 blue mana. I'm going to Strike It Rich. Turn. If I draw another one of those, I can Galvanic before it and just ramp my way into a Mind's Desire. And what I do is going to depend on my next draw, I think. Oh, beautiful. Mesmeric Orb. I'm so down. And, oh my god, it's the Emergent Ultimatum. Wow. So I'm on track for turn 3 Emergent. That's pretty sick. Nothing to cast with Galvanic, and I don't want to sack my treasure. Opponent mills 2. So they are a control deck. I have to be aware of Drown in the Lock. I really just need to wait until they tap out. I can Strike It Rich if they hold up mana, and otherwise it's just going to be a slow play until I can resolve the Mizzix's Mastery, I think. So far looking very, very good, unless we draw one of the combo pieces. Opponent's thinking, if I were them, I would tell them to just play out things with their mana. Oh, and they did it. Let's go. Mesmeric Orb out, and we should have the game this turn. I think when you're playing against the Emergent Ultimatum combo, you really need to expect that Mizzix's Mastery is in hand, because you're always mulliganing for that. I get blown out only by Pact of Negation. Cast Emergent. Auto pay. Do you play Pact of Negation? No, you do not. Alright, so this is game. Almost certainly. Obnixilus, Peer, Omniscience, and I have Double Mind's Desire in hand when they give me Omniscience. Here we go. Come on, give me my cards. Omniscience goes back. Peer into the Abyss, targeting opponent. Yes. And Obnixilus in. They have no instant speed to deal with it. Take all your damage. And okay, 5-2. Nice little league. This was a pretty good time. I really like this deck. It was really worth crafting the wild cards for it. And it is a really fun and a really thinking intense deck to play. If you like the decks where you're trying to find your victory line, this is definitely one for you. I'd recommend playing this in all the different variants, which you can see on my channel here. I'll have to do a Dragonstorm one in the future, but we already do have the general Mizzix's combo on the channel, I believe, so do take a look at that. Other than that, that's pretty much all I've got. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, please leave a like and do all the YouTube stuff so it helps me out a little bit. Anyways, have a good one, take care, and thanks for watching.